Hi, I'm Melissa. I'm a project manager in the HVAC industry. With all that being said, I found it only natural to be completing my event analysis on the 2024 AHR Expo that was held in Chicago. The AHR Expo is for those in the heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and refrigeration fields. It draws over 50,000 professionals and nearly 2,000 exhibitors. Sadly, I haven't attended in person yet because I'm in this industry, though. I've been able to follow this expo closely throughout the years via their social media content and shared stories from friends and coworkers who have attended. Again, I wish I could speak from firsthand experience and describe the feeling that I'd imagine I'd get while walking the floors. But again, I haven't had that opportunity, and I am finding myself wondering what really makes an event like this come to life, what drives the success behind the scenes, and more importantly, what can we pull from it, not just to strengthen our industry as a whole, but to grow better leaders, better teammates, and better versions of ourselves. The people attending this event are incredibly diverse. We have engineers, contractors, control specialists, facility managers, and software developers who are getting into HVAC innovations. One person might be talking about refrigeration recovery, while another is explaining AI-driven AIQ monitors. It's one thing that I really love about the HVAC industry. It's really grounded in practical work, but it's constantly evolving as technology continues to develop. From everything I've read, watched, and heard, the AHR Expos strike a balance between legacy professionals and rising innovators. The balance reflects what we've studied in Module 7, knowing your audience and meeting their needs through intentional design and messaging. The expo itself covers more than 500,000 square feet, and that alone is a logistical nightmare. However, what stood out was the planning and the team completed. They have quiet zones for meetings, real-time scheduling, and conference updates through their app, multilingual signs, and inclusive accommodations. Now, personally, I manage up to $2 to $3 million worth of projects at one time. I do all the equipment ordering, coordinating the different teams, job sites, start line, starts, completion dates. All that being said, I know firsthand how much thought and coordination goes into a smooth operation. Raj Walters and Radesh 2013 highlighted the kind of backstage leadership, and that's the details that make large-scale events feel effortless. That's not something that most people notice, but in our industry and in this type of event, it really matters. The AHR's marketing was another thing that stood out. I didn't just see one approach. They hit things from multiple different angles. The ASHRAE newsletter reached seasoned professionals, while LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube brought in the younger crowds. They even had influencers walking throughout the show and doing teaser videos leading up to the show. I found myself personally making a list of different exhibitors and sponsors that I'd want to look more into based off of what I saw online, especially the Women in HVACR organization. According to Brown, Moen, and Boyd 2017, trade shows have the highest impact when leadership is directly involved in marketing, and that influences the show. The campaign didn't just reach the audiences, it resonated with them. One thing I really appreciated was their focus on reducing friction through technology. This event app let users build personalized schedules, locate booths, and even send direct messages to vendors. They had QR codes scanning that allowed for streamlined follow-ups, which is especially useful when you're trying to manage post-show leads. That kind of experience aligns with Module 8, describing enhanced user flow, especially in intangible or high traffic environments. It mirrors what we aim for in the controls and BAS work, which is intuitive systems that make people's lives easier without overcomplicating the process. Even without attending in person, you can feel a sense of community in the recaps, live streams, and social shares. One can see techs reconnecting with old coworkers, reps talking shop about new energy recovery systems or rooftop units, booths buzzing with hand-on demonstrations, and that kind of shared vibe isn't really easy to create. It's built from a genuine sense of purpose. Just watching from the outside reminded me that we don't just work in the HVAC industry, we live in it. We grow stronger when we come together to share what we know. And that said, even with all the strengths of the AHR Expo, there's still room to evolve. I was really encouraged to see that the event included sponsors, like I said above, the Women in HVACR, and other professional organizations that support workforce development and training. But I still think that there's potential to create a more centralized and formal career and mentorship hub, something on-site, accessible, that, welcomes students, new professionals, or just those looking to grow within their field. I think a dedicated space like that would offer real-time guidance and create a new network bridges. Building a mentorship culture at an event like this is a powerful way to invest in the future of the trades, not just through products and text, but also through the people. I personally think we need to think about future recruitment. The workforce is aging and we're struggling to bring new talent into the trades. The HVAC industry as a whole has so many stories that are worth telling, like finishing a rooftop installation before sunrise, or even fixing a broken pipe when it's negative, 10 outside with wind chill and a snowstorm. All of these moments could be shared on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram stories. They're not gimmicks, they're tools, and right now they're underutilized. And it could be a really good marketing suggestion for those in the trades, and could be mentioned at this expo. But on another note, the more that I learned about this expo, the more I saw evidence of transformative leadership in action. Northhouse 2001 defines this style as inspiring and empowering teams around a shared vision. And that's exactly what it looked like here. The organizers weren't just giving orders, they were building infrastructure for people to succeed. And that kind of leadership isn't just, create an event. It creates a whole movement. Finally, what stood out to me was the initial brand culture. You can tell that the staff, speakers, and exhibitors are all aligned in their messaging and tone. Karaman and Randler, 2008, described this as an internal branding, when the whole team behind the marketing event embodies the mission just as much as everybody else does. And that kind of cohesive builds trust with the attendees and with the industry at large. So here's my final thoughts, even from a distance, that the 2024 AHR Expo showed me what excellence looks like in the HVAC leadership, communication, and community. It reminded me of why I'm really proud to be in this industry. And it made me feel even more motivated to show up, learn, grow, and eventually attend this type of, expo in person. Until then, I'll just keep watching and listening to stories of my coworkers. Thank you. There are references listed below in the blog.